Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. In this video I'm going to share my favorite camera accessories that I've been using the last approximately 7 months that I've spent here in the tropics, both in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia and Bangkok, Thailand. And please also do share your favorite most used camera accessories in the comments down below, because it's always interesting to hear what accessories and gear other photographers are using. But now let's get started without any more small talk. Of course, there's always one more thing. I'd like to say big thanks to Focus Nordic Finland for their very generous support for my channel and for lending me some gear for this trip. These are in no particular order, and I'm gonna start with my variable ND filter that I use for video. This is the Nisi Pro Nano Vario ND filter, and this goes from about 1.5 stops to 5 stops, and this is necessary, mandatory for video in bright light to be able to shoot at correct shutter speed or shutter angle. Of course, you can use ND filter also for photography, and it's even necessary for some type of photography, but then you would probably want something stronger than this, more than 5 stops. This is a 77mm filter. I have a step down ring here for my 67mm Tamron lenses, and 5 stops gives me f4 1/58 of a second and ISO 200 in bright light, and that f4 is good enough. I don't need that super shallow depth of field for my videos. ISO 200 is the minimum ISO value that I can use on my Sony a7 IV with the picture profile that I prefer. In my opinion, this is a very high quality filter. It does not destroy sharpness, and there is no major color cast either, and there is also no X shape or any funny shapes in the picture, even at maximum 5 stops density. The color cast in general, I think it's not a big problem, at least for me, because I shoot all my videos with the filter attached, and then even if there is a slight color cast, it's in all the clips and it's easy to, take care of in post. Anyway, this is one of the essential and my most used camera accessories. Next up is my backpack. This is the Think Tank Airport Essentials. And this is of course not an everyday bag, but this is essential for me to take my gear from place A to place B. This is not designed to be used on a photo walk or in any activities where you need to access your gear all the time. This is designed to transport your gear from A to B, and as the name Airport Essentials implies, this is especially designed for air travel, and this is a carry-on size, and it's also relatively lightweight, so the weight of the bag is not taking too much away from the payload, and I think that's important, especially when you're traveling by air. This is the smallest of the Airport series backpacks, and it can easily take all my camera gear, my laptop, and whatever I need to put in my carry-on bag. And the next up is my shoulder bag. This is my everyday bag that I use every day, all the time. And this is an old Golla bag, don't know which model. I got this a long time ago when the Nokia 808 Pure View phone camera was a hot thing and a new product. And I've been using this, I don't know, at least 10 years, and it starts to fall apart already, and I soon need a replacement for this. And as a matter of fact, if you have a good recommendation in mind, please do share it in the comments down below. I like this bag because it does not look like a camera bag, and it is quite compact, but it's big enough to take all my video production gear, which usually includes my photo camera, my video camera, my GoPro, and a few other small items. There is this flap, easy access to my gear, but there is also a zipper option for added security when I when I'm not actively using my gear and I'm just carrying this bag around. I really like this bag and I would not like to replace it, but I think I really have to because this is falling apart and I'm afraid I can't find another bag as good as this. And then of course I need a battery charger. And today it's a problem because many cameras, even the Sony a7 IV, which is not a beginner's camera, it's not a cheap camera, even that camera does not come with a dedicated battery charger. My choice of charger is the Henel Pro Cube 2. And I like this charger, even though it's not the most compact charger. I like this because of its certain very good features. One such feature is interchangeable top plate. I can use the same charger for both my Sony a7 IV batteries and my Sony ZV batteries. I wish there was also a plate for my Ricoh GR3 and 3X batteries, but to my knowledge there is no such accessory for this charger, which is a shame. At the front of the charger there is this very informative small display, and at the back there is also one USB outlet. So all in all, a very good charger. I wish it was a little bit more compact, and I wish I could also charge my GR3 and 3X batteries on this, but other than that, it's a very good battery charger. Then of course I need to somehow organize my SD cards, and for that I have two of these Think Tank SD Pixel Pocket Rocket card holders, folders, whatever you want to call these. Each one of these can hold up to 9 SD cards. I have one for my slow SD cards and another one for my fast SD cards. The slow cards are for the Ricoh GR3 and 3X cameras because those cameras don't really require really fast cards, and I think, by the way, that is one of the upsides of those cameras. You don't need any expensive super fast cards for those cameras. The fast cards in this folder holder are for my Sony a7 IV and my Sony ZV-1 because for 4K video you need at least reasonably fast card. I've had these for several years now, don't even remember how many years, but I really like them and they really work well for me. Very nice, compact and high quality as Think Tank products tend to be. The next one is strictly video only accessory, and it's the Rode Wireless Go microphone that I'm actually using right now to record the audio. Mine is the first generation version and it's been super reliable and very easy to use. Those first versions had an issue with the furry windshield. It liked to come off by itself and you would then of course lose it. My solution for that was simple and brutal. I glued the windshield in place and now it stays there and it never comes off. And that's fine by me because whenever I'm outside I would put the windshield on anyway, so it's quite fine. Sometimes it would be nice or necessary to have two separate audio channels and two separate transmitters for that. And in the future I may have to consider another option for that, maybe another Rode with two transmitters or some other brand. I haven't decided yet because it's nothing really urgent. The next one is this Sony accessory grip that I mostly use with my Sony ZV-1 camera, but this would also work with my Sony a7 Mark IV and with many other Sony cameras as well. This is pretty much mandatory if you intend to do any kind of vlog content. It's so easy to hold the camera like this. You can stick it out a little bit further, and this is also Bluetooth connected to the camera, and it has separate controls here so you can control your camera with the grip, which is really nice and makes vlogging so easy and convenient. This would also act as a mini tripod. You can extend these two legs and use it as a mini tripod and put your camera on some firm surface and move a little bit further away from your camera and continue shooting video or whatever. So another pretty much video-centric accessory, but something I need every time I'm making videos. almost every time, that is. The next one is this tiny little ball head that mounts on the hot shoe of my photo camera. I use this together with my GoPro to offer you that awesome POV footage that you sometimes see in my videos. This is incredibly inexpensive and simple accessory, but something I need every time I want to create that POV footage. I wish it was a little bit sturdier, and I also wish I could mount my GoPro just a little bit closer to the lens of my camera. But other than that, it's a great little accessory, and like I said, it was very cheap. And the last but not least is my Sirui Traveler X tripod, which I have reviewed. Please take a look. I put it up here if you're interested. And by the way, if you hear some rumble in the background, it's because there is a tropical thunderstorm developing out there. Very typical in this part of the world. Anyway, back to the tripod. It's not a perfect tripod, but the main thing for me is that it's very lightweight and compact. It's a video-centric tripod out of the box, but I replaced the video head with a ball head, and now it works much better for me, even though I mostly use it for video. And as a matter of fact, I'm using it right now to support my Sony a7 IV. I don't use tripod a lot for photography because long exposure photography is not really my thing. I use it only to support my video camera whenever I'm not vlogging, like something like this. This is all I have to share for you today, and please do share your favorite camera photography accessories in the comments down below. I'd really like to know what kind of accessories are your favorite. And if you found this video helpful or interesting or entertaining, please do consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that. If you don't live in Finland, your support means a lot to me, and it makes it possible for me to make more videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you again in the next one.